Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Owen talks about sports and movies. Thank you for checking out today's video. I always appreciate the support. Let's get into it. So finally the Mavericks have made a really big swing and a really big trade to go get Luka some help in the form of acquiring Kyrie Irving from the Brooklyn Nets. So Luka finally gets his help, and I'm just going to give you my full reaction to the Kyrie Irving Mavericks trade. But make sure you guys leave your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think of the trade? How do you think it will work out for the Mavericks and the Nets, respectively? Make sure you like the video and subscribe so you never miss out on any of the fun. Well, with all that being said, let's get into it. So, let's just talk about what the Nets got in return for Kyrie Irving. I think they got a pretty solid package. Considering some of the things, the other packages I've seen floating around, they got Dorian Finley-Smith, couple first round picks, a second round pick, and another person from the Mavericks. So I can't remember, but and the Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie's the other person. So you basically kind of get a really good 3-and-D player and kind of a lesser version of Kyrie and some really solid draft capital for Kyrie, who has been erratic and caused your franchises a lot of problems. So honestly, if I'm the Nets, I'm walking away pretty happy from that package. Especially with kind of the absurdity that trading for stars has become. I'm really I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm walking away pretty happy if I'm the Nets. And if I'm the Mavericks, I mean I would have given that up all willingly. I don't think they got snooped or duped or gypped or anything like that. I think that was a very fair package for Kyrie, considering Kyrie's recent, or kind of all of his struggles since he's left the Cavs. And the uncertainty if you'll re-sign him in the offseason, you never know. You never know. But so I think both sides ended up being pretty good. They ended up, because like first round picks in the NBA are not really valuable. So if you can move them, get to move them, go ahead and just do it, in my opinion. Um okay, so as far as on the court, I think this is a really big move for the Mavericks, especially if they have every intention to re-sign Kyrie at the end of the year, and Kyrie gets along well with Luka, and he gets along well with kind of like the Dallas atmosphere and the culture. I think this is really big for them. Luka is absolutely amazing. I mean, we know this. He's arguably, the most gifted off one of the most gifted offensive players, one of the best players in the league. Uh, is capable of carrying your franchise to playoff success. I mean, we saw that last year when he literally carried the Mavericks to the conference finals, before they lost to the Warriors. But that heliocentric type offense that's so star heavy, so dominant heavy, is never going to win you a championship. I mean, it just hasn't in the history of basketball. It hardly ever has. Um, and so I think this is really big for them to go get someone who can go take the load off of Luka, to where Luka can just go play normal instead of out of this world, just for them to fight and scrap through series. Because, Luka on a normal night is top 3, top 5 basketball player on the planet. On a normal night, you don't need him to put up a 45-point triple-double every single time you lace up in the playoffs. And with Kyrie's always excelled at taking off the load, providing a secondary option where Kyrie could be the best player on a team that wins a playoff series, maybe not necessarily a championship. I think Luka is the type of player who's good enough to be the best, who is good enough to be the best player on a championship team, and you pair that with Kyrie, who is good enough to win a playoff series as the best player on a team. And I think you've got a really potent backcourt. And as far as fit, I'd be saying, well, Luka's really ball dominant. Kyrie likes to have the ball a lot. I think that they're gonna just fine. Kyrie played essentially off ball the entire time he played with LeBron in Cleveland. We all know who that went. That went excellent. Kyrie's a great shooter. He's fantastic off ball. Luka hasn't really showed that ability in the NBA, but he played off ball quite a bit in over in Europe. So he has the capability, and Luka's like way basketball intelligent. And so I think that, this will give Luka just some time to kind of just rest, like honestly, and not have to like be so tired at the end of the games. Because while he is so talented and could carry so magnificently and so beautifully. At the end of the games, he just get tired. Very warranted, very fair. He'd simply just get tired, especially with just all the defensive attention that was on him. He just get tired, and then that was fair. But now with Kyrie, you don't have to have the ball every single possession. You don't have to control the flow of the offense every single possession, and then that allows you to be at your best the entire game. And that's insane. We haven't even seen Luka be at his best the entire game for an entire playoff run because he's been so tired at the end of games. Now we're gonna get to see that at full force, um, and to not and to still have retained Christian Wood in this trade. I mean, between Kyrie, Luka, and Christian Wood, that's offensively, that's arguably probably the best trio in the league. Offensively. Um, because Christian Wood can give you 20, 10 a night. So you've got three guys who could be your leading scorer that night. Throw in Tim Hardaway Jr., who's a great shooter, and some solid role players. I would definitely put the Mavericks in a contender tier. I think they were French contenders with Luka just because of how good Luka is. But with the addition of Kyrie, someone who is very capable of having a legendary game in the playoffs, and willing you to a game by himself. Now you basically have two of those guys and some good complementary offensive pieces. I think you're talking about a really good basketball team. I don't think they would go ahead and win it this year just because there's such the adjustment period, so they probably won't get a high enough seed. They kind of feel comfortable with saying they're going to win the chip, but this is the type of move that the Mavericks needed to make if they were going to keep Luka long term. Uh, because you're not going to keep stars anymore if you don't get them help. That's just not going to happen. And so you consistently prove that you're not going to do what it takes to win a championship. They're going to ask for an out. But with something like this, you've proven to Luka that you're at least going to go out and try. And I think that's all that matters is keeping Luka happy. Now time will tell if Luka and Kyrie get along. Um, who knows? They might not. Kyrie's a little volatile with the relationship between his stars, but I don't know. I don't have any reason to believe that maybe they won't. Like, it's not like Luka and Kyrie come in with any pre-existing beef that I'm aware of. So as someone who really, really likes Luka, and routinely roots for him, I'm really, really happy for him, and I think I don't really think the Nets were gonna do anything. I just don't think that. And the West is really wide open, so I think this adds a really interesting, intriguing layer um, to the NBA story, and I think it's great for the league that you know two of these stars of these caliber are getting paired up. Now we'll see what the Nets do going forward. Honestly, if I'm the Nets, I'm I can blow it up. Like honestly, like you got KD, you got Ben Simmons, you got Claxton. You got a lot of really valuable pieces. I honestly think you just go blow it up. Um, and go see what you can do. Because I just don't think they're just in so much turmoil. They just feel cursed almost. Um, the real losers of this trade are the Lakers. Um, it's just like whenever you've got LeBron and AD, I think you've really got something really special there. I know AD's hurt and LeBron's aging, but if you're gonna squeeze another championship out of them, you're gonna have to go make a move for someone who's actually viable and not Russell Westbrook, or someone of that nature. Um, and I think Kyrie really wanted to go play with LeBron, and I think LeBron really wanted Kyrie. But there was a report that the Nets owner simply was not going to trade Kyrie to the Lakers. He just wasn't going to. And I don't think the Lakers even offered the bad package. I think the package I saw was Russ, Austin Reeves, 2 first-round picks, and pick swaps and someone else. So honestly, a really good get for the Nets. But I just it just hurts because I wanted to see Kyrie and LeBron back together again because I think Kyrie and LeBron and a semi-available Anthony Davis could have won the West, and I mean that. I really mean that, especially with the way LeBron continues to play. But only time will tell. I think this is a great move for the Mavericks, and I can't wait to see where this goes going forward. So thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you guys check out the link content above. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Your support means a lot to me. Like, comment, subscribe so you never miss out on any of the fun. And you guys have a great day.